Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a food combination that is pure comfort food in one culture and a complete culinary shock in another. We're talking about the beloved Korean pairing of sweet potato and kimchi. For a lot of folks, especially in the West, this combination just sounds wrong. It's as weird as what you see here, eating cake with pickles. The whole idea of mixing something sweet and starchy with something so pungent and spicy, it just doesn't compute.
So, what is going on here? How can one food pairing be so deeply loved and, at the same time, so completely misunderstood? Let's unpack the cultural logic behind one of Korea's favorite comfort foods.
Okay, so the first hurdle, and it's a big one for any newcomer, is this fundamental clash in how we even think about flavors and how they should be combined.
It really comes down to two completely different culinary rulebooks. In most Western cooking, there's a pretty hard line, right? Sweet is for dessert and savory is for the main course. But in Korean cuisine, that line is way more fluid. Sweet and savory aren't just allowed to hang out together, they're intentionally combined to create this amazing, complex harmony. And this analogy just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that feeling of a flavor collision. To an outsider, it feels like you're taking this sweet, dessert-like food and just slathering it with the garlic-heavy punch of kimchi. It feels like you're breaking all the rules. And that confusion goes even deeper when we look at the role of the sweet potato itself. I mean, it's not just about the flavor, it's about the food's entire identity. Think about it. In the West, when you hear sweet potato, you're probably thinking of pie or maybe that holiday side dish loaded with marshmallows. It's dessert territory. But in Korea, a roasted sweet potato is a totally different thing. It's a hearty staple, something you'd eat as a light meal or a filling snack, kind of like a bowl of rice. So putting a side dish, or banchan, like kimchi on it is perfectly logical. You're not ruining a dessert, you're completing the meal. But get this, the pairing isn't just about taste. It's also about solving a very specific textual problem. It's all about function. In Korean, there's a specific word for that thick, dry mouth feeling you get from eating starchy foods, the kind that can make them hard to swallow. It's called puk puk ham. It's a super common sensation when you're eating something like a roasted sweet potato, and Korean food culture has a very specific and pretty brilliant solution for it. And this just shows a fundamental difference in how we approach eating. To solve that dry, starchy feeling, the Western approach is to grab a drink, right? Milk, water, something to wash it down. The Korean solution? Use another food. The crisp, juicy kimchi cuts right through that dryness, cleansing your palate and making that next bite of sweet potato even better. See? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, finally, let's talk about the whole sensory experience. This pairing deliberately plays with contrasts in temperature and texture, which, you guessed it, can be another source of confusion. In Korea, this combination of a steaming hot, fluffy sweet potato with a piece of cold, crisp kimchi is said to have banjeon maryok, which basically means a reverse charm. It's this exciting, dynamic contrast that makes the whole experience more interesting. For some Western palates, though, mixing hot and cold temperatures in a single bite can just feel, well, kind of jarring or just plain unpleasant. So after looking at everything, flavor categories, the role of the food, textures, temperatures, what's the final verdict on this seemingly strange combination?
It really just boils down to perspective. What one culture sees as a bizarre hybrid, this weird mix of dessert and a pungent side dish, another experiences as a totally logical and perfect sweet and salty harmony that solves a real problem and just plain tastes amazing.
But here's the cool part. This isn't some permanent divide. What's fascinating is that once skeptics actually get past that initial shock and try it, a lot of them are converted. Suddenly, the logic of sweet, salty, crunchy, and soft all just clicks into place and they become total fans. This whole thing just goes to show you that one culture's bizarre is another's beloved comfort food. From fries dipped in milkshakes to pineapple on pizza, the debates, culinary rules are always being redefined. Which kind of makes you wonder, what's a food combination you absolutely love that makes other people just raise an eyebrow?